Hi all. I made a bigger part, so I hope for your support. Enjoy watching. The antique dealer looked at me with an even more humiliating look. A big deal? If I tell you about even one of the big deals I've made, you'll be scared to death. The antique dealer got angry, still treating my statement with contempt. The master immediately decided to reduce his ardor a little. Not angry. Let me just show you what I brought. After that, I took the thing out of my raincoat and handed it to the man. Here, please, take a good look. I handed him a coin, which the antique dealer immediately took in his hand and began to examine. Isn't it just a spoiled gold coin? At first he said, but after looking closer, he exclaimed. This is a coin of the country of dragon pattern 700 years ago. Surprise was visible on the man's face, but he decided to show by his appearance that my statement was nothing to him. This thing is fine, but one coin can't be considered a bargain for me, he said and handed the coin back. After which, after listening to his words, I stretched my paw deep into the cloak and took out a whole bag of coins, stating, "How about 100 of these coins?" I asked, and the man's eyes almost popped out. All the gold coins of that time had to be stolen by the dragon tribe. I'm surprised they ended up with someone else. Surprised, he said and continued with a kind face. This is a really big deal. Why didn't you say so right away? Follow me, please. The antique dealer pointed with his hand down the corridor and said to the girl with green hair. Sue. Why are you just standing there and watching? Bring the tea. When we sat down at the table and the girl with green hair brought tea with cookies, the master decided to start a conversation. Your mood changes so fast. To which the antique dealer stated. Sir. It's a good joke, I treat everyone like that. After which the master continued. Okay, whatever. So how much are you offering? He declared, and at that moment the assistant of the antique dealer brought tea to me, revealing a gorgeous view of her breasts, which is why I involuntarily turned my head in her direction. Suddenly, the master started shouting at me. Zhen. What are you doing? Quickly turn your head back. But I was already so full of my dreams that even saliva flowed from my mouth. The antique dealer was a little surprised by what was happening and decided to call me. As soon as the girl with green hair turned around and left, I immediately pulled myself together and turned to the man, and the master tried to get out of the situation. Oh. Haha. Sorry. I just saw a fly and got distracted. Meanwhile, the assistant left our room and walked down the corridor until she reached another door and began to open it with a stony face. She entered the armory, in the far corner of which there was a large cabinet and various types of weapons hung on the wall. The next moment, she began to take off her cleaning lady's costume, exposing her toned body, after which she opened a large closet in which clothes were hanging. She changed into clothes that looked more like combat clothes, with a corset and wristbands. While she was finishing dressing, another girl with green hair, only younger, came into the room. She immediately started talking. Sister? Did someone else come to this stinking boss? To which the elder replied. Yeah. This is the only one worth attacking this month, so the boss will definitely not let him go. The younger one continued. Good. If we miss the moment, who knows when the next one will turn up? Then I'll go get ready too. A little green-haired girl declared. Holding a large knife in her hands, the antique dealer's assistant said. No. I plan to do these myself. You don't have to help me. The younger one decided to try to convince her sister, but she came up to her, hugged her and continued, interrupting. Don't worry. This will be the last time, because after that, we won't have to work for this stupid boss. Having stopped hugging her younger sister, the older one put a mask on the floor of her face and said. I'll be back soon, don't worry. At the same moment, our deal with the antique dealer took place. There was a huge pile of gold coins in front of me, and the man was talking. Agreed, then for each of your coins, I give 80 ordinary coins. Only 8,000 coins, please spend wisely. I was surprised at this turn. Suddenly. There's so much money here. After that, with the help of a crystal on my forehead, I sucked the whole pile into myself and was about to leave when the antique dealer tried to stop me. Sir. I have a lot of valuable things, are you sure you don't want to take a look at them? But I wasn't interested, so, continuing to leave, I said. I have things to do, I don't have time. Having already left the shop, the antique dealer shouted after me, with a kind smile. Take care of yourself. I look forward to seeing you again. Yes, of course. I threw back, moving further away from the store. The man smiled for a long time until at one point he turned in the direction of his shop and began to speak. Sue. I'm counting on you. Check the information about where he got this product from. This time we caught a big fish. I suspect that this brat has discovered a place full of historical treasures. There is? The girl with green hair answered. And before the girl left, he seriously added. You can't fail this time. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Sue nodded. Suddenly, the man remembered something else. Taking out a bottle of liquid from his jacket, he said. This is a powerful potion that can strengthen you for a short time. The girl was surprised by this and asked. A power potion? Why? This time the fish is bigger than usual. If he finds you, I hope you can get him to reveal the secret of the coins. But I'm afraid your strength isn't enough, that's why I gave you this potion. This is for security purposes. The antique dealer said, but the girl misunderstood him and decided to ask. Are you asking me if I hurt people? Don't be angry. The man calmed her down and continued. As long as you act like a professional and you're not discovered, you won't need this potion. Oh. Yeah. This is your last mission, right? Relax, because once everything is done, I will keep my promise and give you and your little sister freedom. Thank you very much. A beautiful girl said calmly while kneeling, and the next moment she simply disappeared from her seat. The man just glanced at the place where she had just been standing and chuckled. While they were plotting against me, I walked around the market and bought food for my subordinates. And so, when I came to the next store, a huge crowd of people followed me, whispering among themselves. This is the 16th store. He's really rich. I, on the other hand, did not pay attention to all these people, but conducted a profitable deal. The seller asked me. Are you sure you want to buy everything? Hearing his question, I just held out a bag of coins and exclaimed. What nonsense, hurry up. After that, he pulled all the goods that were behind his counter into his crystal, then turned around and started walking further, asking people to make way for the. Going around the corner and hiding from prying eyes, I took out a bag of coins and began to count them. I still have 170 pieces left after buying a monthly ration and gifts for subordinates. It's amazing that there's anything left. The master also decided to count our money. For one old gold coin, you can get 80 ordinary ones. For one ordinary coin, you can buy a 2-month ration for an ordinary family. We still have over 7,000 coins. Zhen. We are rich. Showing a wide smile, the master exclaimed. The next moment I took off my hood and declared. Master, come back. This fat bird will wake up soon, and I do not know how I will explain everything. Okay, call me if anything happens. The master replied. The girl with the green ones was standing around the corner and watching us. When she saw my true appearance, she thought. It's actually a magical beast. Before he left, the master decided to tell me. Oh. We've been being chased by a second-level girl for a long time, you'll figure it out later. When I heard that, I was surprised. Surveillance? The second level? Impossible. When did she start? I asked, and the master calmly continued. Around the time we left the antique shop. Antique shop? Why didn't you tell me before? I exclaimed, to which the master replied that I had not asked. Then we went around another corner and the girl decided to follow us. After running literally a few meters and looking around the corner, a girl with green hair bumped into me and I said. Beautiful girl, are you looking for me? My words scared her and the next moment, like some gymnast, she did several backflips, breaking the distance, after which she reached behind her back with her hand. When I saw such a show, I clapped my hands and said in surprise. Oh. You are worthy of the second level. So smart. The girl was upset, saying. Shit. Mission failed? She asked herself. You've been chasing me for so long, what do you want? I decided to ask, and while we were standing opposite each other, different thoughts were spinning in our heads. Isn't it supposed to be an old man? Why a demon beast can speak human language? Did I follow the wrong person? Not right. Impossible. The girl thought. She is at the 3rd order, I am at 1st order level 3. She is 7 levels higher than me. According to the standard of this world, it's impossible for me to beat her by demon beast skill. Looks like I can only use fist and summoning spell to win. It was in my head. Then the girl decided that her mission had failed and she needed to retreat, but at the last moment, when she had already turned around and started to leave, she remembered the words of the boss. As he said, this is the last mission after which she and her younger sister will finally be free. After which, she grabbed the knife and trembling decided. Chickpeas. I can't let this man keep us enslaved any longer. Looking at the girl, I didn't quite understand what was going on. Why is she hesitating? Why hasn't she done anything yet? How embarrassing. I thought, because we have been standing in silence for more than a minute and looking at each other. Yup. Take a closer look. Her boob are huge. It must be a beautiful laid behind that mask. I kept thinking. Suddenly, the fat bird that I carried with me all the time, after fainting, woke up and began to panic. And bro. Where are we? Who is this person? Why does my head hurt? I said it calmly. Oh. Bird bro, you're finally awake. And while we were talking, the girl decided in her head. It seems the only choice is to attack first. Then she immediately pushed off the ground and ran in my direction. In just a few seconds, she overcame the distance between us that the dust was already rising under her feet. Fortunately, I managed to react to her lunge and dodged her wide swing with the knife, but I was very scared. And when I calmly exhaled, the girl raised her leg to strike and clearly hit me in the chest with a swing. I fell to the ground, holding on to the place of impact. It was really big. While I was lying down, the girl stood over me, pushing her chest forward, saying, "If you don't want to suffer, then answer my question." I grabbed my chest and started screaming when the pain finally reached my brain. "Hey, it hurts." Painfully. I cried, and the girl made the most grieving face. But the next moment she realized something and made a stony face, saying, "No need to pretend. I didn't use any magic on my last hit." But I didn't listen to her, continuing to roll on the floor, screaming how much it hurts me. Finally, this penetrated the girl and she began to think. Apparently I hit him too hard. Then she leaned over to me and said, "Sorry. I'm sorry. Are you okay?" I immediately grabbed her tits with my paws and began to stroke them, which made the girl blush. Apparently she liked it, and I said, "There's something wrong here." And she answered, "Yeah." After that, I blew up from my seat, looking at my paws and breaking the distance. "Wow. How big they are," I said, and the girl hugged her breasts and was offended. "Bastard. How dare you deceive me? Never think about running away," she shouted, and I, whistling, tried to convince her to kill me. "Lady, you're such a lovely person, just let me go. I'll kill you," she shouted and again rushed to my side with a knife in her hands. I decided this time, too, not to stand still. My hands began to glow, imbued with energy, and the next moment I put my finger forward and said, "Then try this." The blue jet that I released from my finger flew towards the girl with green hair, but the next moment she jumped aside and said, "Hey. Too much useless protection." And the next moment, she hit my beam with her sword hand. I began to push harder and harder, which the girl did not expect after thinking, "What is this skill? Impossible." And there was something to worry about, because the next moment she could no longer defend herself, and my beam threw her back a few meters until she was in the nearest wall. Watching the dust rise, I exclaimed with a proud face, "Haha. As expected, I am the strongest." The girl was lying in the wreckage. It was obvious from her face that she was not at ease, so I said, "Since you're badly injured, I won't finish you off." But the next moment, the girl started to get to her feet. "Wait. I'm not done yet," she said, and I was surprised. "You've been badly injured. Why don't you give up?" I asked. Rising to her feet and hiding behind her back the bottle that her boss had given her, she said, "You're just a demonic beast, so you won't understand me." "Really?" I exclaimed. "Then I'm sorry." I finished and saw how the girl started drinking the potion from the bottle, thinking, "My opponent is just a demonic beast, I have nothing to worry about." And as soon as she finished the potion, her eyes bulged. She began to breathe heavily and clutched her chest. "What's happening?" I asked the question, surprised. In the next moment, her eyes became like an animal's, the white turned red, and blood flowed. Literally a second later, she threw an empty bottle at me. I could barely react to it and dodge. Suddenly, my master started talking while sitting in the crystal. "Zheng. Be careful." She drank a potion that increased her strength. Potion. Was I surprised? Not happening. I didn't want to believe it. The girl continued to sit in place. It was unclear what was in her head. Suddenly, the air around her began to distort, and all because she began to imbue her legs with the strength to roar. The next moment, she disappeared from her seat and in an instant was in front of me, hitting my knee with such force that it knocked all the spirit out of my body and sent me far back. She wasn't going to stop there. After making another jerk, she quickly ran behind me while I was still in flight and sent me in the other direction with a blow to the back. And then another and another and another and another. Not letting me calmly fall to the ground and at least catch my breath a little. Finally, falling to the ground, I began to howl in pain that even my spirit of a person from a previous life began to fly out of my body. "What a painful life," I said. The next moment, the girl sat down with her elastic ass on my back and said, "If you don't want to die, answer my questions honestly. Where are the ancient remains?" She declared, and I was surprised. "Remains? What kind of remains?" "I don't know." Suddenly she bent down to my face and grabbed my hand, saying, "As expected, you won't tell me the truth without being tortured." And when she put her knife to my hand, I started begging. "I really don't know anything. You are welcome. Let me go." Then she put a knife to my face and I started screaming. Wait a minute. Could you formulate your question in more detail?" "Information. I promise I'll tell you everything I know." Lying down on me more comfortably, the girl rephrased the question. "If you use any tricks again, I'll kill you on the spot." "Okay. I'll be blunt. Where did you get all these ancient gold coins?" "What?" I exclaimed and continued. "If you're talking about ancient gold coins, then why did you ask about some remains? Spit it out." She put her knife closer. "If you know something, you don't say too much." "I know," I declared, exhaling. "I'll say. In fact, these are gold coins." "How should I put it?" "In fact, these gold coins were left to me by my master." "The legacy of the master?" she asked, continuing to lie on my back. "Are you kidding me? How can a demonic beast like you have a master? If you had told the truth, I would have let you go, but I'm not lying," I thought, feeling the girl press me down harder. She finally stood up, but I didn't like her next words. "I'm going to cut off your hands," she said. "Ah. No. Save me, master." "You are welcome." When suddenly, the old man spoke. "Okay. Zheng Lan. Next do as I said. Use your evolutionary midfoot to prick her." When suddenly the blood gushed out of nowhere. "What happened?" the girl asked and turned around, seeing how some kind of sting bit into her ass. "This," she said. The master started telling me what to do. "Quickly. Use formic acid to attack her in the face. Don't give her time to think." The girl, of course, paid attention to my trick, and I was thinking. Actually dare to use such pretty trick. The girl covered her face with her knife and beat off the spit, after which the master continued. She escaped the attack. What a pity. Break the distance with her. I decided to object. "Master. She's faster than me. I'm afraid it's useless to keep a distance from her." But the master, as the sage of the six paths, made a smart face and continued. "You don't have to worry about it. You just pricked her thigh, through which magic is transmitted to the foot. It is difficult for her to make a quick and flexible action. As long as you won't let her get near to you, then you are safe." "Understood," I replied, but the master continued. "All right, Zheng Lan. Your high wisdom allows you to think, but it also erases your instinct to fight as a demon beast. This is the first battle after your evolution. I will give you a battle class, by the way." I admired my teacher and happily said. "With master by my side, then a stupid disciple also can become the strongest." After that, the master began to instruct me again. "Humph. It's no use to boost me. I will not help you every time." "All right. The distance is enough, quickly use acid to hold her." "All right, master." I answered and spat acid at the girl with green hair again. "Don't do anything stupid." Beating off my spitting, the girl screamed and ran in my direction. The master continued to support me. "Keep your distance well, don't give her a chance to fight back." The next moment, I hit the ground with all my might, and the girl was surprised. "What are you thinking?" To which I replied to her. "I'm attacking the ground to break your body balance." Then the master started talking again. "Take the chance to fully attack her when she is unable to stand. Give her a deadly attack." "Understood," I exclaimed and started feeding my paws with energy again, shooting towards the girl. The girl fell to the ground from my attack, her mask and clothes were damaged. The girl held her breasts with her hand, because if she let go, then I could see her completely naked. After I realized that I could exhale a little, I started talking. "Actually, you are the sales girl of Antique Chamber of Commerce. Did your boss send you here?" The girl heard my question and began to answer indignantly. "Damn. I can't believe I lost to you again. But you'd better give up, I'm not telling you anything." The master immediately declared while sitting in the crystal. "Stupid. That shop is Black Shop." I immediately repeated his last words. "Black Shop." Then the master decided to say his last words. "The rest is up to you, I want to sleep for a while." I heard his words and started thinking out loud. What to do? Actually, the one behind all these is her boss. If I get exposed, I cannot go to school anymore. After that, I came up with a great plan. Right. Her boss still doesn't know what happened. If I lock her up, then no one will know things about ancient gold coins. Then I started laughing maliciously and rubbing my hands, looking at a wonderful girl with big breasts and green hair, because of which she exclaimed, "You. What are you trying to do?" After that, I started dreaming even more, continuing to talk. "Nothing. Don't be afraid. I just want to invite you to my house and stay there for a few days." While saying all this, I did not notice how a wooden sword appeared behind my head, which subsequently hit me on the head, and then a scream followed. "Go die. Bastard." The one who hit me was the younger sister of the green-haired girl. "With a wooden sword at the ready," she said. "Sister belongs to Xunling, other than Xunling, no one else can touch her." Next, this little pest stepped over my body and exclaimed, "Sister. Are you okay?" To which the elder replied, "Xunling. Why are you here? Didn't I tell you not to follow me?" Sun quickly threw herself into her sister's arms and said, "I was worried, so I came here secretly. Sister. Don't leave me. Okay. Don't cry. Let's go back." While there was tenderness between the sisters and they were trying to recover, the fat bird was standing around the corner, clearly worried about my health, but what she said next was a shock to me if I heard it. "Bro Ant. It must have been for the sake of saving and protecting me. Wait for me. I will find someone to help you." Of course I hoped for him, but I couldn't say it because I was already out. I woke up already from the flow of water into my muzzle, tied to the wall. What happened? Where am I? I asked, not understanding anything. There were two girls in front of me, the ones who offended me. "Sister. This guy is awake." The younger one said. "Be careful, this guy is very cunning." The older one answered and I was just shocked. Shun started pushing her older sister out of the room, or rather the dungeon, saying, "Then let me handle it. Sister. Go to change your clothes first. Don't worry. I will keep an eye on this guy." The younger sister said and, despite the objections of the elder, closed the door. Further, she turned to me with such a look that I was immediately scared. It seems that the situation is not very good. After which, Shun started taking out her sword, saying, "You. What do you want to do? Let me tell you. I won't yield to violence. Don't be rash." The next moment, something happened that I definitely did not expect. Laughing a little, she began to unbutton her outer clothes and turned to me and said, "Let you see my power." And she poisoned an air kiss, but I was only more confused, and if my paws were free, I would have made a worldwide hand-face gesture. Strange. Why is it useless? Is it because my magic is too weak? Shun was surprised, but I decided to answer her why it didn't work for her. What's strange? I will end up in jail if I rape a minor. And I think I am in your prison now. No. That's not the point, you are not my type. There is no meaning for you to continue your sexual harassment? I asked, but the girl decided to continue. Sexual harassment? Can't you see it? I am showing you my magic. Hearing this, I decided to answer her. Magic? Since you said that I feel like I have a stomachache. Suddenly the girl explained to me why she decided to do it. Woo stomachache? I did what the girl in the whorehouse told me to. Then I decided to repeat her words. Xunling, let me teach you a magic that will let male creatures that only use their lower body to think obedient. You will find it useful when you throw up. Suddenly I decided to try to apply a plan that suddenly got into my head and said with a suspicious look. Well. I think this magic need to be demonstrated by that girl herself, why don't? But the girl abruptly interrupted me. No. What if you run away when I'm not here? Damn. She's so cautious. I thought and said it out loud. Don't you guys want to know about the source of the old coins? I can tell you, but before that, you must answer me 3 questions. To which the girl calmly reacted and said, 3 questions for a secret. That's not air. Then I started talking. Tell me why golden coins are more valuable than silver coins, although they are all coins. And suddenly, it dawned on the girl. I see, you mean that your secret is more important than mine. Then I thought. She's so gullible. Feeling hopeful,